Why is nobody talking about the top 5 hairstyles that actually do break your hairline? And we're going to go through them one by one, starting from number 1. And number 5 will actually shock you. Stay tuned till the end and do not forget to click that subscribe button, okay? At number 1, we have the cornrows that start with a knot. You know those kind of lines whereby your stylist starts with a hair braid or a hairpiece instead of starting with your natural hair. Such cornrows do actually tend to pull your hairline, which leads to a lot of damage and breakage. Be careful when you're going to the salon. Check out what your stylist is doing. If they're starting your cornrows with a hairpiece, it's actually tight. Just be aware that you're gonna lose your edges. Number 2, we have heavy braids, especially those people who have hair that has low density and they tend to put on a lot of hairpiece when they're doing their braids. Such braids will actually break your edges and you'll have a lot of damage. This can actually lead to alopecia, which is a kind of medical condition. It's all about hair loss. Be careful with heavy braids. Check out your hair density before going for heavy braids because they're not for everyone. At number 3, we have wigs, especially those wigs that you put on using a glue. I've been a victim actually. The person who was installing my wig tend to put the wig glue on my hairline instead of putting a little bit in front of my hairline. So such glues, when you're going to like the removal process, if you're not careful enough or if you don't know how to remove such glue wigs, glue tends to come out with your edges. So be careful that if you like wearing wigs which are very tight, such wigs tend to bring damage to your hairline. At number 4, we have ponytails, especially the sleek or tight ponytails. They tend to pull your hair. You know how they do the ponytails and make it tight so that it becomes like so smooth and so sleek. Feel the tension on your hairline as your stylist is doing the pull. So be careful with such because if you do it more than a few times, you're going to lose your edges. And at number 5, we have knotless braids. Yes, knotless braids can actually lead to loss of your edges. I'm talking in terms of if you put on very heavy knotless braids. When you're doing knotless braids, we tend to start with your hair and then we add the hairpiece as you're going. So if the hairpiece tends to be heavier than your natural hair, it's your natural hair that is holding this braid. So if it's too heavy for it, then you're going to lose your edges. Of course, when you put too much hairpiece when you're doing your knotless braids and then you tend to put it in a ponytail, you're going to lose a lot of your edges, and also it leads to a lot of hair breakage, especially for those people who have low density hair. It's not that heavy, it's very light. If you're doing knotless braids, ensure that they put very less hairpiece, and the stylist tends to understand the type of hair that you have before they add the amount of hairpiece. The size of the knotless braids do matter. If you do very small knotless braids and adding a lot of hairpiece, that is going to lead to hair breakage. Try to do, if you have low density hair, try to do very large partings. And I'm actually going to do a long video about knotless braids, which ones are good for you and which ones are not good for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if I've mentioned any of the hairstyles here, you have a personal experience about them, tell us in the comment section down below and we'll be happy to help each other. I'm your host Lisa and I hope to see you in my next video. So make sure you click the subscribe button down below and I'll see you then. For now, goodbye.